Hi, I'm going to talk to you today about using the Windows emoji keyboard for maths symbols and scientific notation, superscript numbers, in particular in Microsoft Forms. So if you're not aware of this tip, then what you might have been doing is what I've been doing till now, which is typing in the units. So here we've got a physics question asking for acceleration, and I've put the acceleration of the car in meters per second squared. I've written that out in words, and I've tried to put it in as a particular symbol within the question here. And you can see I've used the shift 6 for the power sign here. But it's possible to have that in the correct kind of notation by using the emoji keyboard. So if I press the Windows key and the full stop or the period, then the emoji keyboard bit pops up, and the part we're interested in is the one for the symbols here. And it comes up with wherever you were last time, and there's a whole load of choices here. There's recently used ones here, but the maths ones in particular are in this one with the infinite sign here. And these are all superscript numbers that are there from 0 to 9. So if I press the 2, you will see in the form at the top there that we get the squared symbol that we are wanting to have. Okay, we can then put in other symbols if we want, if it happened to be a different power, and we can press to close. Let's say we wanted to put that in as a negative notation instead of the backslash solidus, then I could do the same. I could go to my symbols, and this time I need the minus one, which I've learned is on this one here, the general punctuation one. And if we go down the symbols here, the negative symbol is this one here, or the little superscript negative is there. And then we can go back to the mass symbols over here and the 2 to get our symbol correct there. Okay, so that allows us to put it in this part of the text. Now, some of you may say it is possible already to use mathematical relationships within forms, and it is, and that is accessed down here in the maths symbol from the dot 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 in the corner of the question. But there are only 2 places that you can put this in, and one of these is in the subtitle part of the box. You notice that this bit turns into a relationship, but this part does not. So you are able to put mass relationships in here. So we could put meters per second squared in here, and we could do it in our scientific notation. And if you press that key there, you can get the right symbol there. What you notice if you put in a mixture of words, and there, if you wanted to put in some words as well, that it can find it difficult because it tries to pick up them as mathematical things. So sometimes it doesn't particularly turn out particularly well compared to what you want from there. Okay, so it's not quite as clearly written as it is up here, but that is one possible thing. But the emoji one works really well. So if we wanted to put it as a possible answer, in case some of your students happen to do that, then you can put that in the maths formula, or you can turn off the maths part and you could say I'm going to put in my 3 meters per second squared, Windows period key, symbols, and I could go to my recent ones here and I could click the squared button there and have that as one of my choices as a particular choice. So it depends whether you want to have your answer in the mathematical formats or you want to allow them to do that. Either ones are possibilities. Of course, you can use the same thing to give feedback. So if you have a number of questions, then you may wish to give feedback. And previously I was giving my feedback like this, but now I could correct it from having v squared written like that. I could correct it to putting in my squareds like so, and then close it and open it again. Whoops, open it again and click my squareds like so. And of course you can copy and paste. So once you've got that first part that you want to do, you can control copy and paste it into there. So you could decide that you want to do it like that as one of your ways of uh, showing it. And I think that actually shows it much more neatly than the alternative does from there. Okay, so that's one of the things. Finally, you may have various different things for inputs, so you can show the children how to do this so that they can put it in correctly, but you can also get them used to the right kind of notation that you want them to be using. Okay, so we can put all sorts of things in the question. So we can use Greek symbols as well. So we could ask in a waves question, we might ask them to use the relationship v equals f lambda, and we would press the Windows key and the period, click that bit here, and the Greek symbols are at the end here. And so we can type in v because that would be normal, but the other parts of the symbols that we want, the lambda would be here, for example, so we can have that as part of our. So some things we can type in, other ones we can. Let's say we wanted to say use that waves travel at 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. So we can do some of that like that. And again, we can use the Windows keyboard with the emojis to make sure that we've got our power of 8 at the top there and meters per second. And we could say, well, we want to have that as a negative indices, and the negative one is down here, over there. And we can go to the mass one there and put there to get our other bits of numbers. Okay, there are lots of other things that you can get from the Windows Emoji Keyboard, as well as putting in emojis to leave feedback for students. So you can put praise emojis and well done, thumbs up type thing. You can just type them in. So if we type in thumb, we can leave a particular emoji for the feedback from there. But we can also have lots of other letters, as you can see, Latin symbols, currency ones, and all your frequently used ones can be there as well.